So this week, Virginia Tech, big conference game. Tell me about it.
We're just preparing, getting ourselves mentally right. That's about it.
That's about it. I mean, what are you doing specifically?
We're just putting in the extra work, watching more film, doing more conditioning after practice, just trying to take it to the next level.
I mean, after last week's game, you're playing a lower division opponent. You guys came out kind of to a slow start. Can you tell me about that and how you got to play different this week?
I mean, we can't come out to a slow start against Virginia Tech. I mean, the opponent we played last week is not the opponent we're playing this week, so we got to come out swinging.
What about? I mean, have you ever been up to Blacksburg?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the environment up there? Tell me about that.
The crowd, they support their team. It's a loud environment, so we just gotta go out there and focus on the game and block out the crowd.
What does Beamer ball mean to you? Does that mean anything?
Say that again.
Beamer ball? You ever heard anybody say Beamer ball?
Beamer ball. No, I'm not so familiar with that term.
No, like they got their special teams and it's like a certain way they play at Blacksburg.
No, I'm not so familiar with that.
All right.
Coach Bowden said after the game, it's kind of like ACC tournament time. Is it a different mentality right now?
Most definitely. You only get a few of these, and all of them count.
What's your impression of their quarterback and what the problems he poses?
I watched him against Clemson. He's good on his feet. So we got to keep our pass rush lanes and contain them.
What about stopping the run? Obviously, they're one of the best running backs in the ACC. How concerned are you guys about your run defense, and how can you improve it?
I mean, to be honest with you, we just got to stay in our gaps and execute the defense. I think that's been our problem in the last couple of weeks, just not executing and staying in our gaps, the fundamentals of the game. So we're just going to have to go back to the drawing board and execute the fundamentals and basics of the run game.
Why is that, Wally? Why have you guys been doing that?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I can't give you an honest answer on that.
Is it lack of knowledge of the system or just lack of discipline?
I think it's lack of discipline more than anything.
Do you size-wise, do you feel big enough? Do you feel comfortable at tackle size-wise?
I think it's more of a mentality than anything. So I think I got the edge with quickness and speed.
And Coach always talks about your strengths. Do you think that helps you?
Yeah, most definitely. That's going to help.
What does it mean to get Ray back as part of the unit this week?
That's going to be big for us. He's a very strong, physical, fast guy. We need that in the run game.
How does, you were talking a little bit about that lack of discipline, how does that get corrected? Do guys just got to get their heads together and take it up a notch?
I don't think it's guys individually, and I don't think it's coaches. I think it's more of players getting on players. Coach Golden likes to call it PCP, players coaching players. So I think that's what we got to get done.
Are you part of that? Like, do you take that role as an older guy? Or?
I try.
Getting back to Ray as a unit, we know he hits hard, but what does it do for everybody else around him to know that he's back? How does that help you as a unit?
I mean, this game was played with emotion, and Ray Armstrong, he's a very emotional player, so that's going to give us a lot of encouragement.
Over the past, do you feel like emotion was kind of lacking in some of the games? Do you think Ray can help bring a little bit of the intensity back to the defense?
I wouldn't say it was lacking, but I think Ray can build on it.
So, I think right now you're listed on the depth chart, right, with Marcus. How are you guys competing against each other in practice, and how's your relationship with Marcus?
Marcus is like a brother to me. He's very competitive every day. He don't bring it, I'm gonna take his job. So that's what I'm trying to do.
And he knows it, I guess.
Yeah, I made that clear to him.
Can you talk about with you moving to defensive tackle? I mean, in the run game, what do you bring to the defensive line at that position that's different from the defensive end, other than just basic assignments?
I just bring, I think personally, I bring a run stopping mentality.
Do you feel like you can still do things like rush the passer from that position, or obviously it's going to be more difficult just because there are more bodies in there? But.
Most definitely, I think the fastest way to the quarterback is a straight line, and I mean, I'm right there, and I'm going against slower guards, so it's much easier for me to beat them.
Okay. What makes their running back Wilson so dangerous? What do you see in him that he's?
I've been taught, it's not about the individual player, it's about the scheme. So once you understand the scheme and what they're trying to do, you can stop that one player.
You've been up to Blacksburg before.
Yes, sir.
What did you just think of the environment, and are you excited to play in front of that kind of crowd?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I like those kind of crowds.
Why, Wally? What are they like?
Number one, you get to show your talent. I mean, in front of a lot of people. They're very loud. You know, they support their team. So we just got to block them out, and that's it.
You guys had the speakers going this morning with all the music and the fans. Is that one motivating you, or two, or both, or getting you ready for what you're going to hear on Saturday?
We're just trying to replicate the crowd noise and, get the play calls in and communicate, get all the checks and, the different things to get the engine of the defense running.
How is the return of Ray Armstrong going to help this team?
He's a very emotional guy, and this is an emotional game, so I think he's going to help us out a lot on that end.
Does he give you guys pep talks, or in what ways does he show it?
He shows it in everything: his body language, his leadership. He's very vocal, very passionate.
I guess can you talk a little bit about what Ray's involvement with the team was while he was suspended, as far as talking about after the games, stuff that he was saying. Could you just kind of talk about his involvement?
During the week, he was on the scout team, and he was giving offense hell.
Really?
Yeah, those guys, they couldn't complete a pass or get a run off with him and Olivier Vernon over there. So that was his role, getting the offense better.
So, I mean, I guess he's got to feel a little bit like almost unchained, getting back on defense, being able to contribute not on the scout team, but on the actual first-team defense, right?
Most definitely. He's going to come out in a roar.
How's Vernon holding up?
He's holding up pretty good. He's over there, like I say, giving the offensive fit. It's hard to run the ball over there with Olivier. And it's getting the whole team better because, who you're going to face better more than Ray Armstrong and Olivier Vernon. There's not much more better competition out there than those guys there.
Wally, when did you start actually taking snaps at tackle?
I think last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday, and coaches came to you with that whole concept, or did you approach them?
It was more of a mutual thing, me and the coaches.
And I guess, how do you feel about the move there? I mean, to playing tackle?
No, I trust these coaches. I trust this coaching staff. That they're going to put me in the right position to help this team succeed.
Have you gone up against the guy here?
Who's that? Oh, Santrell. Yeah, me and Santrell. We got into it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went at it today. Yeah.
What was that like? And what's he like as a player?
Very strong, physical guy. I'm a strong, physical guy. It's either you the hammer or you the nail, and I wasn't gonna be the nail today.
Is he back? Is he back to full force? I mean.
Yeah, I think so. He looked pretty good out there to me today.
He did. He's putting guys on their butts at all? Or?
Yeah, not me, but he's putting guys on their butts.
What do you think's big picture wise of the defense? What do you think's just not happening for you guys up front? The teams are able to run the ball on you guys. What do you think it's been?
I think we need to play more harder, and I think we need to play more disciplined.
Has it been disappointing? I mean, you guys, I'm sure you expect it to be better than what you've been so far on the run defense.
Yeah, we're seniors, we're veterans. I mean, it's unacceptable. University of Miami, there's no excuses. We got to get the job done.
It's sort of puzzling maybe because you guys, it seemed like last year you were real good. I mean, you were much better statistically wise. Is it almost like you guys are sitting there trying to scratching your heads at all? Or?
Nah, we're not scratching our heads. We know what we got to do. We got answers.
Is it frustrating because it seems like always the number one key is to stop the run? You guys just haven't been able to do that.
Well, we know what we have to do. We know what we're doing wrong. We're watching film. We got great coaches around here, and they're informing us on what we're doing wrong.
I guess what's been their overriding message to you guys? It's the gap, staying in the gaps. Is that really?
Basically, staying in the gaps.
Okay. Freelancing is what Coach calls it. Guys are doing that too often.
Yeah, doing freelancing too much.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this running back from Virginia Tech, can you talk about him a little bit?